Hey guys, sorry about that. I probably didn't even need to turn it off actually, but Shiloh sometimes likes me to lay with him, but he's gone straight back. So um, anyway, that wasn't what I wanted to get off my chest before I go and drown my brain in the bath. And I was just saying, and I'll finish it actually. I've been literally pushing myself on this corner, so sort of like skating in towards the wind and then coming back and letting the wind drag me all the way down and around and taking some little wind shots just to go a little bit faster than my little gammy legs will sort of take me. And it's been really fun. Um, but the thing that's been really, really, really grating me and pissing me off tonight is obviously I've been out in the rain, and I've been out in the rain now for probably 3 days. I've been literally going out and getting my dimps, and while I've been doing it, some of the community that I've been sort of like dealing with and being able to intermingle, obviously not to share their story or who they are, but it's meant that, and these are people I can sort of like can ask for sugar and stuff like that. So when we've run out of sugar and things like that, it's been cool. Hey there, Deborah. So yeah, so basically I've been able to get out, and it's been horrendous weather. And one of the challenges that I have when I'm here on my own and Dean's not here is I've then got to take the kids out. So if I need to go over to the shop for milk, or I've got to go up to Asda, all the normal little things, that daily obligation things that you just normally go out your front door, jump straight in your car and pop to the shop, and it's easy, or pop up to wherever you're going with your kids. This sort of upside down living here is not like that. So went up to Asda earlier on today, and just straight away where we'd pulled up back where the car is parked, which is right on the other side of the road. And I don't mean right on the other side of the road, I mean like literally over the motorway and over on the other side of the housing estate. And it started raining, and I thought, you know what, I'm not coming all the way back around here with the two boys and the bags soaking wet, so I'm going to come bring the car back round. And it'd already run out of petrol again, the light had come on. So I thought, I've got plenty of time with the petrol at the moment, it's not a problem. So the car's out there. So here lays my head. I've now got all the aggro on my shoulders now that my car's now out the back. It's Saturday night. There's already a bin that's flown and smacked into the car that's 2 cars up from me. So my car is actually safer over the other side. If this storm hits really bad tonight, as we know it could do, I feel safer knowing that I have my car. Obviously, there's not petrol in it, and we could be hitting the problems with petrol pumps and all that sort of shit. But, there's certain things that my head likes to just know is done. It's like tick sheets going on through my head. It's like when if I go for a bath, washing up has to be done, because I don't like to do the washing up after I've done it. All my sides have to be wiped out. I'm pissed off that I haven't hoovered. I'm pissed off that I haven't done a couple of the things that I like to do, because it's a cleansing. Like the last few days, I've been wasting so much time on redoing the boys' bedroom, retidying the kitchen, redoing the boys' bedroom, retidying the kitchen. And that doesn't work for me, because that becomes groundhog. I like a lot of structure. It's just the way that I work. It's just the way that I thrive. I find this systematic living very challenging. I'm a free, well, people used to say, oh, she's a free spirit. It's why it would never work in a relationship with her, because she's just a free spirit. I've always had it. Everyone says she's just a free spirit. She does what she wants when she wants, and she's not the sort of person. Hello there, Maria. I hope you're having a lovely night. And it's just the way that I am. But in order to be then a mum who's then got children going to school, and in that frame, doesn't work for someone like me, because it's upside down thinking. I don't understand why I have to get up at 7:30 every morning and have to get my kids to school for 9 o'clock, and I have to go and pick them up for 3:15. And because it's always been in this institution that that's just what I have to do, and that's just the way that life is. And obviously I'm not in that thinking now, where obviously I was breaking through with that with Aaron and Faith, and that's why the system was pushing around from me, because I was pushing through with their immunizations, pushing through with using superfoods to help with my health. And I'm a superfood fucking freak, juice freak, health freak. The only way that I can get my physical body to work properly is to make sure that I don't fall for the pits and the traps of the way that we're poisoned by society and poisoned by the way that we shop. I haven't shopped in supermarkets for fucking years, you know, having to go to Asda and Co-op and stuff like that is just not part of me. It's just not what I do. I've always, my boys have, in fact, my son Daniel actually now lives at and works and lives with his girlfriend at Paul's Farm, which was the same Paul's Farm that they grew up going to, Aaron and Faith grew up going to. And that's where I did my shopping and my 74 freaking apples and stuff for my juicing and things like that when I was on a crazy juicing week. So I don't like this world that I have to exist in the moment. But with all different lifestyles, there's a blueprint. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you want to do. You want to be a CEO of a company, there's a blueprint. You want to be a nurse, there's a blueprint. You want to be a doctor, there's a blueprint. You want to be a secretary, there's a blueprint. You know, you want to be a DJ, there's a blueprint. You want to be an artist, there's a blueprint. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. You want to be a soldier, there's a blueprint, yeah? There's a blueprint on how to fuck it up and fail, and there is a blueprint on how to succeed. There are maps. For everything that you think you can't do, there's somebody out there who's already done it. Do you know what I mean? And probably from a harder situation than you're in right now. One of the things that I loved about Success Resources, and people think, oh, it's all stories about, you know, people who've all had it and stuff, but it wasn't, you know, you used to get real, you used to see the photographs, you know, newspaper articles of bits and bobs and clippings and stuff, or, you know, they would prove it to you by showing you, you know, fucking going bankrupt, or, you know, photographs of them living in the back of their car with their kids and stuff like that. And that was that one thing that got me. And I remember this one couple that was talking about their family and how, it was actually the dad at the time had made an investment that went wrong and crashed everything to the point that they were in a car with their kids and all that. So that's why in my head, I thought, if they can survive like that, so can I. Yeah. But the difference is, everyone kept saying to me, but Kelly, the difference is all these people you're talking about, is they're a couple and you're on your own. And everybody sort of felt, because I was a single mum, that I couldn't do these things that I was trying. And I've had these challenges and these battles my whole life. Because you're a woman, you can't do this. Because you've got EDS, you can't do this. Because you've got dyslexia, you can't do this. Because you've got Asperger's, you can't do this. Because you're a single mum, you can't do this. They're the sort of worst things you can ever say to me. You know, there's 5 main triggers. Telling me I can't do something, telling me to shut the fuck up, or even just shut up, telling me to sit down. Yeah, that's the worst thing. If I actually stand up to speak to anyone, someone tells me to sit down, I ain't sitting down. Yeah, it's as simple as that. My legs won't even work. The moment someone tells me sit down, I'm going to speak to somebody else, and it happens all the time. Yeah, so what they'll say is, no more time for questions. Yes, can you sit down? And my legs will freeze. Yeah, don't say that to me. It will just go bump, and you could actually push me, and my legs won't physically allow for me to sit down, and I will remain there because they've told me to sit down. It's a little bit defiance, it's a little bit of a, you know, 17th of May and a Taurus sort of situation. But it's just because I'm not here to people please. I'm not here to live the life that other people want me to live. I'm not here for teachers to dictate to me when I can sit down, shut up, if I put my hand up. I was pissing myself laughing. Going thinking, is that the problem? Is that why my life is not turning out the way that I need it right now? Because I'm not putting my hand up. Because we were taught at school, if you wanted something, you had to put your hand up and ask, and they'd either say yes or no, and you had to put your hand back down. So I was thinking, you know, I have to put my hand up. Is this what's happening, you know, in these social services meetings? Is it because I'm not putting my hand up? Is this why people are not listening? And it's really funny being in my head. And it's only because I'm having conversations with other Aspies and other neurotypicals that I'm starting to sort of go, oh, yeah, okay, I can see where that's coming from. And it makes me feel more normal, to be honest, rather than this fucking pigeonhole trying to shove a square peg in a round hole. I don't fit in this world. I fucking hate this world. I hate the upside down of it. I love the planet. I love the beauty of, say, some places, you know, I can go on drives and find some very beautiful places, but it can take me all day sometimes to find that one significant, beautiful place. And it can take me all day to find that one beautiful person. Do you know what I mean? So Most people are so stuck in their fucking phones, it's unbelievable. Oh, it's been lovely not having my phone, but even my phone, you know, I use it. And I'm gonna have to go back to that full system as well. It's like I know when I check my emails, I know when I come online to go and check, I know how much time I can give personal PM messages. I know at what block in my lifetime in that week where I can actually give myself time for you know, some parent that might be going through a challenge, and I can block out because I know. And it's very three-dimensional, it's very systematic, but when you've got children and a home and bills and all of that, then you have to take that model for what works. And I can always remember my stepmom on a Friday, she take my dad's little brown envelope from the work that he had done that week. My dad was never contracted to one person. He was always like self-employed, subcontracted. So my dad had to work to make money. Not work, we did not have food. It was as simple as that. I am actually the only person in my family who's ever claimed benefits on both sides of my family. I am the only person other than my nan who has ever gone under the disability bracket. All of my family work, and that's on both sides of the family. I'm the only benefit dancer, so to say. So my family's always had an issue with it. My mum's always kicked me up the arse, you know, do you really ever think? But, you know, pushing myself through university, trying to retrain, but my family's never been in my life to see all of this. You know, they weren't there when I was playing netball, they weren't there when I was doing my youth work, they weren't there, you know, when I went to university. In fact, my dad came to my graduation, but, you know, my mum didn't come, you know, so anyway, when I go and defrag, there's something that's on my mind that I don't want to be processing, because I want to get focused now on getting me to Paris for March, because I've put this off now for 4.5 years. I went to meet the EDS guys when they were over in London and went to the conference. I think it was July. It's the picture that you can see on my thing where the EDS board is behind me. So I went down to meet the specialist then about my neck, which was the one that was saying that I needed that upright MRI. And these muppets keep sending me for a laying down MRI because they are not qualified and specialised in this condition. By saying that I need to see a specialist, that makes me grind jaw. That makes me entitled. I actually am terrified of non-specialists. I am terrified of hospitals. I am terrified of this system because they've messed up my whole life. And as you'll see in my book as well, and I have the evidence to back it up all the way through, because I have all of the paperwork, not everything that I'm still going through a SARS and freedom of request. And I'm expecting that to take me probably up until summer to be able to get all of that through, because I've got paperwork that wasn't brought into court. You know, I've even got all my counselling records, my psychotherapy records. I've got all of the back records from when they did my ASPE diagnosis. I've got years and years and years of them putting me through the rehabilitation with EDS, which is basically for me to accept the diagnosis and the condition that I had. But the challenge is when you get to that stage in therapy, when you have a long-standing condition, especially one that's going to take your life quite quickly, around the system, what they basically do is they prepare the person who's been diagnosed, and then they prepare the family and friends and stuff on the best way to manage that condition. Because somebody like me cannot manage my condition around people who don't manage my condition with me. It's impossible. It doesn't work. It's like I always say, it's like being on a ship, and I am the captain of my ship as a single mother. If I have a relationship with a partner, then I expect them to become the captain of the ship, because a mother shouldn't be the captain of the ship. She's meant to be the co-pilot. But at the end of the day, if the captain goes down, the ship's still got to sail, yeah, unless you board it, bring it in, and you get off the ship. But ultimately, still, it's like a car, ship, doesn't matter. Everything needs MOTing, everything needs servicing. And that's not because government are cunts and they want us to keep investing money. It's because we don't want shoddy ships and shoddy cars on the road, because they cause fucking catastrophe accidents. Do you know what I mean? You know, so if somebody can't be asked to get their car checked and all of a sudden slows down on the motorway and someone goes right up their fucking arse, you've got 10 cars going off the road and 5 to 15 fucking families traumatized down at the hospital because people are splayed all over the floor dead. You know what I mean? So I get these things, and it's the same as a body. But for me, one of the biggest things is prior to Aaron and Faith being taken, go back to 2010, and why all this started in the first place is because I was the pilot study with Professor Bird to see whether or not I could reproduce the DNA in me over a 7-year period by changing the whole concepts of my thinking, what I ate, and what how I reprogrammed my body. I was put into a system that everybody was informed on what was going to be happening. And that meant I wasn't allowed to use words like, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I'm disabled, I have a disability. All those words gone. And we sat down and this is how Challenge Britain was first ever designed in the first place. The challenge is Professor Bird then retired. I was then put over to Manchester. Manchester had become overflowed with lots of old people, and I fell and kicked out the system because I kept having to be with people who kept going back to, no, you can't go on your roller skates, no, you can't dance, no, you can't do your training, no, you can't do your martial arts, you've got to go back into your braces, you've got to go back into your chairs, then putting me back through psychology again because they were saying that I was refusing to accept the condition and I was in denial. So being in denial is mental health, and it was their job to help me accept the condition. This is why it pisses me off that I then go to fucking Flintshire for them cunts to turn around and then undo it all. Do you know what I mean? So basically, I've now come into a new life. God bless Dean. It's not his fault. You know, at the end of the day, people will never, ever really, truly understand this condition. But I can't feel like even today, you know, I'm an actress and stuff. And I get it. I've had it all before. It's no different than all the patterns of every relationship I've ever been through. It takes about 18 months usually. No different than even family. Any person who has a chronic condition, no person who is close to them, who loves them, wants to accept the truth. So therefore they project off of you. This is why when somebody like me has to do a management program, they ask for your immediate circles of support to also come to the family side of it to make sure that they get the help in accepting it. It's no different than a child who's been raped as well. If a child gets raped, and I'm not talking about by the family, I'm talking about they could have gone to school, they could have been out on the streets, anything. But when that child comes through the door, and he's staggering through the door, as one child did when she was 11, and actually just went back up into her bedroom and cried her eyes out because I knew I couldn't tell anybody, because the last time I told somebody, it all went tits up. So I wasn't going to tell someone again. So I went and cleaned myself up, sorted all my stuff out. But ultimately, if I had gone through that door and my parents had been on the other side of the door and they'd seen, obviously, the blood and the mud and all of the stuff, and obviously I'd taken it from 6 people, so I'd taken a bit of a battering. I had bruises all down the inside of my legs on both sides, I had bruises all in the inside of my arms, I had bruises all around my neck, I had bruises all down the side of my head where the girl was holding my head back. Obviously my jeans had been ripped and top had been ripped, and but that trauma happens to the person who went through it. And in some cultures, if it's actually a woman that's gone and been raped, they don't actually take them back into the home because they believe that they've then been, one, they're a whore, because the attitude is, if you've been raped, you've allowed it to happen. That's not true. See, people even think, oh, women who wear short skirts, well, you deserve to be raped. It's like people in DV as well. They go, oh, she was winding him up, she deserved a fucking slap. You know what I mean? All that psychology bullshit, yeah? For somebody who's overcome a lot of what I've got overcome with, I see a lot clearer now. I'm starting to come out of the mum who, and it's taken me a long time and I'm still not there. I'm still not there. My healing is so important now because of the, you know, the 2 boys are getting older and they really, really need that structure from me now. You know, they need that structure. So if I'm not right and I can't have that structure in this house, then the boys don't have structure. And it's very important to them, especially for Shiloh, because Shiloh isn't going to grow. We've been out and about today, and we've been on his roller skates and taking him out, and he needs that. He needs that every day. He needs on his skateboard every day. He needs to be on his BMX every day. He needs to be playing football every day. So in order for him to do that, one, he's an early riser, so Shiloh will 100% be the sort of man who gets up in the morning, puts his trainers on, runs out that door, probably with a dog, and you know, is back before everybody else is getting up for breakfast, just getting in the shower, and probably the one making breakfast, you know, and his little healthy bits and stuff while everybody's just sort of like waking up. He would have already have been for a 3-mile run or a bike and done some training and probably gone for a swim and probably even been out for a skateboard before he enters into the day. You know, that's just, he's very much like me in that way, you know. So, but I haven't been that person for a long time, and you know, it's nearly 5 years, and nearly 5 years is a long time for someone like me. In 5 years, I could build, you know, a highly profitable, sustainable business. I could have, you know, got the deposit for buying my home or whatever. 5 years is a long time, but 5 years out of my health for my body while breastfeeding was 2 little ones, but obviously Shiloh had to come off because I just couldn't cope on my own with, you know, breastfeeding 2 children with, you know, having to beg my neighbour for help, because she was very good about it, to be honest, and she enjoyed doing it. But being here on my own breastfeeding 2 children was just, you know, with no mum coming in and you know, and giving me a hand with the cleaning or whatever. And, you know, my dad wasn't around to sort of like take Elijah out for a bit while I fed one, and Dean wasn't here so I could give him one while I fed one or whatever, you know. I was tandem feeding, and I also wasn't very well because of the EDS. What this has all been about, maternal stuff. So I'm gonna go and drain myself in the bath and bring myself back to that way of thinking. But the thing that I really quickly want to get off my chest is when me and Shiloh went out, and obviously I've been out in the rain and stuff, a lot of the guys that live on the streets meet up in our little hub out here. And as we were leaving, so were they. Wow, this has pissed me off. I have actually been around and checked how many churches in our area, just in the immediate area, doors were open. Now, funny enough, King's Church's doors were actually open for teas and coffees for the people out there. However, I don't know what time they shut. What's annoying me is government keep changing over every 4 years. Even a business starting from a sole trader to be a company has a 5-year minimum structure plan. The basis is up to 25 years. Now, government have to implement plans that have to go in over 25 years. Hence why, like, I think it was back in 1980 something, they said that we would run out of oil by 2030 or something like that. And I think the new thing was we had to be all electric carred by 2025 or something like that in order to beat this changeover. And this is how bad it takes to implement. Okay, when the archery was first ever agreed that it would become an Olympic sport, it took 25 years for the first actual archery person to actually compete. But we keep changing people, hence why there is a core, because as I've always explained to you, Boris Johnson is for the common people. The core sustain comes from the Queen, who's had longevity. The Queen's actually been here, what is it, 46 years, 40? Can't remember what it is now, when her coronation was. Family home takes longevity, hence why the Lord basically said we would get to the certain age, we would leave our fathers, and there would be a married couple, and then you would obviously have a deposit for a home, you would have a mortgage that would go over 25 years, which would become your equity and your property, and you would develop it and build it, and that would be your family home, where you'd have the handprints on the door and the finprints, and that would be where you put your roots down. And all these designs are really good. All these infrastructures are really good. No different than the social care book. The actual proper written ones are really good. It's just dealing with people. Most people are paid to care. They ultimately care, so they might become a drug rehabilitation person because maybe they had once come through drugs and they wanted to help someone else. But that's not altruistic, that's ego. That's not actual true person actually wanting to help. That's guilt. Okay, so that's not really helping anybody. It's exactly the same with social workers who get into it because they were abused as a kid and they want to stop people from being abused. They're projecting, so that's not healthy either. Lots of other things just to wind it up, because what really bothers me is when we've got such a warning to the point that our aeroplanes have been closed down, that there's no flights, no boats are going out. There is full-blown amber warning on the UK. Why the fuck are the churches letting these people walk out their doors? Why? And that is what's making me angry. And I'll go and lay in that bath and I will fester and fester and fester about this. But I will actually put it out there. I want to put it out there to every fucking MP in our cities. Yeah. Why the fuck are you allowing for all of these organisations that have taken people in from the streets, maybe giving them some food? Why are you not holding them? Why have you not got minibuses shipping them all down to empty rooms in hotels and allowing your council tax to pay for that night? Why are you not getting everybody off the streets right now? Why are all the church doors not open in the UK? The MP should be calling a fucking order. The Lord Mayor of London should have been out ringing his bell. Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay, there is a crisis in store. Yes, because we should already have infrastructures here in Great Britain for these catastrophes, because we're not stupid. We have got common sense. There is reasoning and understanding. We do know. In fact, they warned you before it was even coming, yes? So where's the MPs of every city getting out to all of the local crisis? So crisis now, as in crisis for homeless, yes, should now have a bucket of money poured in now by government. It should have just been released the moment we had this announcement done. That money should have been released instantly. That would have then paid for or led volunteers to then go into position. Do you know why I like working with army people? Because the moment you say go, everybody knows what they're doing. It's no different than playing netball. Yeah, the moment that whistle goes, everybody knows what they're doing. When I was a goal attacker, I used to have to stand on the line. Yeah, 7, 8 different strategies that I can play. Yeah, one of the ones that I always used to do that used to kick the arse of the other one. Nobody ever picked up on my patterns because I was playing on 1, 2s and 3s. I'm a coach as well, so I used to stand on the line. Straight away, a goal attack person will have a goal defense to one side. Yeah. Now the goalkeeper may potentially come in on the back of a goal attack player, right? Because the aim of the game is to prevent the goal attack from getting into the D to be able to shoot. If a goal attack cannot get in the D, then they can't shoot, right? Hence why there's tactics and strategies. So basically the aim of netball is for the winning team to score more goals, isn't there? So when you know there's an objective, so hence the fact that, well, we've got a fucking storm in. So already they know that there is an emergency plan to take the planes down. Why? To prevent the amount of deaths that that's going to cause, yeah? Because if a plane goes into a storm, it's going to come down, right? So therefore you want to prevent the deaths, yes? Because on that plane is people that spend a lot of money, people who travel, people who move around, same as the boats. All the cruise ships have been pulled out, yeah? Because they want to save the people. Now, does anyone remember when the Titanic went down, right? There was 2 dividing classes. In fact, there was 3 dividing classes. Do you remember what happens in the story or the film of the Titanic to the poor people? They locked the doors, shut them down, and allowed them to go down with the ship while they saved the rich. Yeah? Because they have to get rid of the dead weight. Right? Because that's a country run by greed, right? And status and hierarchy. Now, I'm coming from people that I believe are Christians. Whatever you want to call Christians, like I say, Christian is a swear word. Pagan's like nigger to a black man. So I'm no Christian. I'm no pagan, I'm no Christian, I'm no lesbian, whatever. There is no reason. That building over there right now, the one that I keep showing you, going through the door, you've got dance studio on one side, you've got a youth centre with nice little kitchen, sofas and everything in there. You go up the stairs, you've got a big sports hall. Got one side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms, all used for churches on a Saturday and Sunday, all used for little sub-churches, right? A cafe, and you've got the council office. So why, right now, can I not see all the street pastures and all of the churches and a couple of the police, because we need police, because obviously with homelessness comes paedophilia, drugs, alcohol, criminal, and sometimes it just comes really good people who just had a really bad crash in their life and started from scratch. So you do need an element of some form of protection from the people who are helping out. People do carry knives, people do carry weapons, people get scared. And believe it or not, somebody who's living on the streets is more scared in a crowded room than they are out there. Do you know what I mean? Because it's no different than my Uncle Sam, when he came out of prison, everybody was an enemy. Everybody. Sam was hard work. Even I can't cope with Sam because everybody is an enemy, including me. And I can't be around people who think I'm their enemy when I'm actually not. I'm nobody's enemy, never have been, never will be. But if people want to bring challenges with me, I'll stand my ground. Now, with being a goal attacker, if I want to attack, then I would do so with a strategy, okay? And that's what should be implemented now. So and funny enough, your strategy goes the other way. All goal attacks, first thing you do is run forward, isn't it? Because you're on your toes. So I used to actually stay on my toes, so everyone used to think I was going forward, and I used to push back, side, and across, and bang, straight for the ball and straight in. And I used to have about 8 different strategies for this. And when you keep moving and changing against different people, nobody gets to watch and understand your patterns. And that's why I like to move around different people in different circles, because I don't like anybody to ever constantly work out how I manage my conditions, because it's private. It always has been a private thing, because unless I've got someone new in my life and I have to sit down with them and go, and if they want to come along and meet my doctor properly, I haven't actually got one at the moment because Professor Bird's gone, and Professor Bird has obviously been my doctor, since diagnosis. So, and he's not here anymore, and I never actually built a relationship with Professor Graham. And then obviously Wrightington Hospital used to look after me, but I used to help train them. So I was like a guinea pig for the hospital. So it's really, really, really annoying me that we here in the UK don't have the compassion. I'm sure there is somebody who has taken somebody off the streets, and to that person, may you be blessed. It's a very, very hard thing to do, to take a complete, utter stranger into your home and open up your doors, and especially as well if you've got to support them financially. But we do live in a country right now where you can actually register if you have a spare room in your home, and you could even do it now. If you actually brought somebody in, you could ring the police and say you've done this, and you can ring the council and you can register to hold them there. You'll be paid council tax for the level of the room and the supporting. This is why we do have foster carers, and we should have family sponsors. Fuck the word foster carers. We should just have people willing to sponsor other people. Do you know what? Be it they're sponsoring a child or family, it should be the family that they're supporting. Do you know what I mean? So if you do have a room, there are sleep programs. There are things from the council where you can just literally ring the council and say, I have a spare room. If there is a crisis or respite or anything like that, I'm willing to open my home. And you have a right to say what you will deal with and what you can't. So you could say, look, I can't deal with anybody who's got criminal, and that's your right to do so. Or you can't deal with anybody who's got drugs or alcohol problems, because not everybody on the street is. Sometimes you've got 14-year-old kids coming out for a first time. Sometimes you've even got, oh God, children as young as 7 are jumping on trains covered in fucking blood from bloody, rape and abuse. That's as young as we were finding them when pushing through, we're screaming to be heard. I think the youngest they had was a 4-year-old who was found on a train. He was found on a train to London, and he had some little white and red pajamas on, and he had blood all around his penis and his anus, and he was literally found by the train people on the train, and he had ran, a 4-year-old. So, and there's a lot of old people on the streets as well that don't have drug and alcohol problems. It is just, look, the fact that they worked their entire life, they didn't get a private pension, they couldn't get council housings, and also once your income goes down, don't forget, if you're on 60 grand a year and all of a sudden you get a diagnosis for multiple sclerosis, or you're going through cancer treatment, even though there's a cure, you're doing something, you're going down to benefit level. I remember my mate that I made when Dean was in being held in Bristol, and it was the one. Oh, seriously, I can't even remember his name now. I think Dean probably remember his name, and I would love to know how he's got on. But he was like top dollar freaking like CEO of a company who had a breakdown, who'd gone to the Priory. But what did the Priory get him to do? Sign on to government benefits, sign on sick, and that's where he went. So he went into a hostel and he went on to government benefits. So that's you talking about running a multi-million-pound company to coming down to bog standard basic government benefits, you know. So there's so many different people out on the streets. There really, really is. So the thing that annoys me is we should already, every council should have a bog standard. Every council should have a bus in the middle of town. It doesn't mean that we can afford to do it every day. And I wish we could get to an everyday strategy in every city. So every person from grassroots up has a chance to be like a balloon and keep bouncing and rebuilding their lives rather than just staying where they are. That's what annoys me. Sometimes it takes for someone to come and prod and say, come on, hey, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you living this life right now? Everybody needs a bit of TLC. It's like, I mean, Shiloh had quite a bit of a terrible too the other day, and absolutely just went mental. And actually it was Dean who was sort of go in and make him laugh and distract him and sort of pull him through it. Me, I went near him, he just riled up and stuff like that. But if I'd gone over to him and gone, shut the fuck up, God, go and shut the fuck up or you're going to get a punch. Do you know what I mean? Like parents that do this, that is not going to help him out of it. It's no different to me with my little meltdowns or my overloads, or even just the fact that I can't really sit down and I just want to sit down and chill out and watch a film or whatever, and I just can't even get the space to do that because I have no space in this house. Like, I don't have a bedroom. The boys have got the bedroom. Even like, I'm trying my best to try and build this little space for me to be writing in and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's not in a quiet room away from everybody. And Dean doesn't have, like, because we're going to be parents to the kids for the rest of our days, so it doesn't matter what we're going through now, we have to find some form of level of working together as parents. And time will heal. I don't mind still having a studio at my home for when he's here with the boys. It would just, I've met amicable parents. It's never easy at the beginning, is it? So but Dean will have his music, the boys will have the TV on, so I can't sit and write in that. Even if I have music on, I don't have lyrical music on when I'm writing because I can't use other people. When you're writing, you're processing words. So if you've got a song in the background that's singing, you can't process words. So I always used to put either piano music on or a bit of jazz on if I was writing, because it helps me mainframe and pull all the words out. But if I've got words and noise and people talking, it's like, yeah, I just can't do it. Just can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I know how I work best. I know how to get the best out of me. I know what makes me fucking the worst. I'm not that bad. You won't really find, like, I'm not out robbing old grannies. I'm not sticking needles in, or like Dean seems to think, taking me out the fucking ass. I'm not out fucking people. I'm not out bloody selling drugs to young kids. I'm not bitching at my parents. I don't punch my parents. I'm not fighting with my brother and sisters. I'm not a bad person. I'm just trying to juggle, like, even the fuck that I'm paid on the 18th. That's mental. I went shopping today, walking around town trying to work out a budget for 30 quid without a pen and paper and a list and writing it all down. So anyway, my throat's playing up. I've really damaged my windpipe now, so I very much doubt I'm going to get my full voice back at all now. It's punctured in here, right under, and here now. It's been punctured from the outside, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get my throat done, but I'm going to get it all scanned. I'm going to be getting my head scanned as well, especially with the amount of trauma that I took to my head with Stephen as well. And I did have one scan and there was some damage. So I'm really looking forward to getting this up, laying down MRI. But for that to happen, I've got to focus on May. So March, I can't remember what dates it is, but I've got to book that ferry like as soon as I'm paid on the 18th, if it's before the payday. I'm just going to have to work my way around it, make sure it's done so I know I'm going, because even if I can't pay for the tickets to be there, I'll still turn up. As soon as I turn up, they won't turn me away. They'll just say, well done for even getting here, fuck paying for the tickets. Do you know what I mean? So but I've got to get this article in, because I have an absolute opportunity now for my story as a person with EDS, and how the system and family and friends and community have, how it's been for someone like me dealing with a hidden condition that people don't see. The actress thing I've had my whole life, liar and attention seeker. Do you know, when I go through it with people, I don't get upset or take it personally in the way that I used to now. If people just do it by mistake and then they sit down with me and then they want to understand, that's different. But if they use it to completely test it or push it, like that dozy bitch who barged into me because she wanted to see whether my body really hurt. If you start doing things like that to me, you become a risk and a danger to me, and especially with triggering me off, because it's taken me years and 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 years to be able to deal with what my dad used to call my go-go robot. And I used to, and I used to do quite strange things, hence why I've always had psychologists trying to work out what's up with me. And when I used to feel really bad, I used to go, robot, 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 and I used to just literally just spin and spin, and I'll spin. That's how I used to control things. In fact, I do it even if I'm knocking at someone's door. I get quite anxiety, and those that know me know that I spin around, like literally just, and I watch my feet. So every single person who's an Asperger's has a different way of strimming, which is basically controlling their anxiety, stresses, and being on eggshells. And one of mine is my shaking leg, bouncing my teeth, biting the inside of my lip, twiddling. If I'm twiddling my hair, I'm about to kill someone. That's how I feel inside. If I'm at the point that you see me doing this and biting the inside of my lip, I'm at that point where the person in front of me, I'm wanting to smash my fucking, push them. Because don't forget, people with Asperger's can be quite violent, and they can attack. They can. This is why people with diagnosis of Asperger's have children taken immediately. Someone like me has worked my whole life. I've had people batter me to try and control it. My mum's battered me to try and control it. Even Dean tries to control it in a way that you just can't with me. In fact, what you do is you make it worse, which is why it's so important. When they did that assessment for the sort of foster carers and supporters and stuff that I needed, I get it. I get it. I see the difference in me depending on who I'm around and how they are with me. And I know who I'm starting to feel comfortable around and who I can have conversations with, because I've never really been in a situation in my life where I've actually really been able to process this part of it. It was all quite new because I was only legally diagnosed, literally. The court, sort of forced it to happen. They needed to know, like, one way or another, was she, wasn't she? And it was meant to be. It was just the fact that arsehole then comorbided me, because she argued with the other two. So two was saying I was Asperger's. She was saying I was not Asperger's. She was saying I was a narcissist. They were presenting information to say, well, actually, neurotypical psychologists who are not trained in Asperger's misdiagnose people with narcissistic traits, even personality. So they said, no, she's definitely Asperger's. That was two. One paid for Hope, which was from Hearts and Minds. Hearts and Minds is the most elite organisation for autism. So, they do not wrongfully diagnose because they get sued. So, and then the other one was through my own clicked, and you go to meet with the educational psychologist, and they were the one that did that. But she then decided to go back to the court, completely override them, going, okay, I accept that she's got autism, but I'm going to comorbid her with narcissistic personality. So hence why I also know that I've beaten them in court already, because I just haven't presented this stuff, because I just haven't had the legal knowledge or legal understanding or the funds to pay somebody who does. But slowly, 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 I've been teaching the monkeys. So see, you can teach an old dog new tricks. I'm 41 and I can still be taught things that I don't know now. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm sure there's going to be much more that I don't know now that I might know next year that would be really handy in my life right now. But unfortunately, I don't know it yet. So I can't beat myself up about what I can't know or what I don't know and what I don't have. But if I don't get over and I don't get these specialists, then these guys here at my doctors don't have the funding to get me to London. So I've got to go back to the judicial review and do what I did back in, when was it, in 2000 and, oh God, in fact we've had 3, but the last one was in 2010. So in 2010, when Professor Bird was still here, and he was the one who said, Mum's pregnant, blah, 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 social services and all of that sort of stuff, and support around mother. She's a single mother. So that was all pulled in. So that was all done in Leyland in Lancashire County Council. So now I've got to go to the courts to apply for all of the paperwork from Lancashire to get all that pulled in. And the moment that turns up, there isn't, the barristers will be jumping out of the fucking woodworks to come and represent me, because they know this is going to be the biggest compensation medical neglect case that they've probably ever seen. And it's going to free a lot of other people as well, because there's many people like me who have gone through horrendous persecution, just because people won't allow for us to manage our bodies, our minds, our homes, our personal space, and the world that we select. Because I don't want to be part of not a lot of places out there. I quite like coming out of my front door into my car and arriving at the destination of where I am spending my time, and I don't have to deal with the rest of that. And I like knowing, you know, what's going on, because it's about developing. It's like Shiloh, you know, if Shiloh doesn't know that he's, you know, pushing and mastering his skateboarding, if I don't take him out there, if I don't take him down to the skateboard parts, he's going to hate me. That boy will hate me. If I take away his skateboarding, his BMXing, his jumping, his running, and all of that stuff, and his football, if I say to him, no, you've got to go and live the States way, yeah, that boy, when he's 16, will be in prison. Even probably before. He'd be in a yacht program, he'd be an ASBO kid. Because it's who he is. It's who he is. It's what he does. Be it whether he's going to be an EDS kid. So what? It just means he's going to have more specialised doctors around him, because he's pro, he's elite already. You can tell his mannerisms, his natural stance, his natural ability. And that's where I really want to be spending my time. But in order for me to have infrastructures, then I have to have my foundations right. And I said this on Downing Street. All them bastards out there will teach you that you have to keep sacrificing for your husband, for your children, and everything. Bollocks. If you are not right, you are no good to anybody. I've pushed myself to my limits out there in the cold. Chances are I'm going to wake up tomorrow very stiff, very challenged, probably just going to want to sit and smoke a joint. You know what I mean? It's probably all I'm going to want to do tomorrow is just freaking ease myself, crack my joints up. But the reality is I got to get up and deal with stuff. And I'm around people who don't understand how I manage my body. It's 3 days on, 3 days off, you know, and it's my cleaning day tomorrow. So I've got to push through my cleaning day, and then it's my ironing afternoon. I've got to push through my ironing. So if someone like me, I've got that, I'm getting so frustrated living this, I don't know who the fuck these people think I am. You know, fucking hell, I'm compared to fucking Myra Henley by some people right now. An evilness that in the eyes of how some people look at me sometimes, and I look in their eyes and I see so much hatred towards me, and it's like, wow, devil really got your brain over me, hasn't he? Fuck me, look at them evil eyes at me. Even my mum does it to me sometimes, and I think, well, fucking hell, devil's really got you right now, isn't it? Because, you know, anyway. I just wish that the churches out there right now would open their doors and let everybody who lives on the streets come in, and even people, you know, single dads, single mums, even couples. Fuck's sake, if we supported more couples, you know, trying their fucking best to build a life, we wouldn't have single families. Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't have people. You know, that hub should be there for emergency supplies right now. We shouldn't have to be running down to Tesco's and stuff. We should be working together as a community. Our council right now should be making sure that everybody that's registered as an OAP, you know, has all got electric in. And no, not your fucking key meter, because we can't expect OAPs to be going out in this weather right now with their frail fucking bodies to go and get their electric key done. That's fucking ridiculous. So why have we not got a community warden that's going and checking how many people have got meters in the area that can't actually get out? So actually we need to get 15 people out to go and get their fucking electric meter cards and go and take them over to the shop. Hence why you should be able to top them up on a phone. But not everyone's got a phone. I'm trying to say everybody's working from a different place. We can't judge what somebody's going through, what they're experiencing through, and nobody has a right to try to say that your struggles that you're going through are not fucking real, because they're your struggles, not theirs. And they're your joys and your blessings too. And you have a right to choose who you celebrate with, who you share your successes with. And if you're around people who dumb your successes down, try to make you out that you're nothing special, you're no one, won't even let you talk about the things that you love, get the fuck away from them. And be around the people who want to high five you, celebrate with you. I want to be with people who are pushing me on my skates. And it doesn't matter if I need to sleep for 5 days. When I'm over those 5 days, you get me back on my skates and you get me back out there. And I need that around me. I need those people when I'm getting up to the top of that mountain and I can't go on anymore and I want to fucking quit. I don't need people around me who are dragging me back down. I need people going, Kelly, you can do this. You've got this. You've got this. And that's what I like to be to other people. That's what I love. That's what I love doing, being that person to other people. But I actually need someone in my life to be that person right now, and I don't have it. And I really do need that. So I do believe that if I go back to the doctors, I'm going to find that doctor who's going to be really supporting me. And when I go back to court, I'm going to find that judge who goes, nah, this girl has legal diagnosis, mate. So we're not having this behaviour around her. And we said this when she was in the relationship with Stephen, why she couldn't cope with certain things with him, you know. So I've already been there. I've already done that. The judge will slam it down and the circles of support will be put around me very, very, very quickly. It's just unfortunate. It's not going to be built from my personal family and friends. It's going to be built from the state. And the people can't judge someone like me because, and it's not about, oh, Nadine, she got princess fucking syndrome. It's just about the fact that I have a right to thrive too. I have a right to be the best version of me, and I have lots of skills and lots of talents. It's just that without my ship having an autopilot in, my ship sinks and I have to start from scratch again. And I can't keep doing this again. I can't keep starting from scratch. I need longevity in my life now. I need stability. I cannot put my roots down here. My roots are not here in a 1-bedroom flat. This is not my roots. And I really need to put roots down now. And I need to be getting up and watering and nurturing the life and lifestyle that I'm building around me. And even Elijah has said today that he wants to be in a snowsuit, he wants to go and get a snowboard, and he wants to go and have that winter period. So I really don't see how anything is different from my life that existed prior to meeting Dean and my life. I've got a thing now, I've got the life prior to up to Aaron and Faith being taken, and then the life that exists when I met Dean. And it's like fucking mental. That causes multiple personalities to people, fragments people, and I can't be fragmented. And I can't, it's dangerous for someone like me because, you know, I could fragment too easy, so I need to be whole. So the first person I'm going to be gelling with is my son Liam, because that's where it starts, Daniel, and then Aaron, Faith, and Elijah and Shiloh. And then I'm going to be building with the courts. First will be my dad, then it'll be my mum, and they will either be in my life or they won't be in my life. When my dad is in my life is when I will be ready to put myself back out there to, you know, finding my husband. I said I would be in a relationship for 5 years before I made that decision if I would ever commit to marriage. And there was just certain things that I cannot cope with. And I understand why I can't cope with them now, and that's okay. And I'm quite happy to go and be with the systematic, fanatic people who've trained in this specialised condition, and they're having fun. Fuck's sake, they've been all around the fucking world in the last few years. Do you know what I mean? They're having so much fun out there, fundraising, raising awareness, talking to people about challenges, and also just a great community of people. I can't cope with the people who sit in the wheelchair and whinge about how bad it is, but I do love being around the ones that run the marathons and push themselves even further, and do like to climb up the mountains, because we can sit and recharge together and whinge about our elements and compare bruises with each other. Frick's sake, if I showed you my leg before, this is just from skating. This is literally just skating. I probably can't even get my leg up there. But this is literally just from skating. Yeah, so I have horrendous shin splints at the moment, so I'm going to go and soak in the bath for a bit and deal with my shoulders and everything. But I mean, I doubt you can see it. That is my whole calf. The whole shin is all covered in bruises. In fact, all my legs are covered in bruises. I do have to get some combats, because if I put a hole in these gym things, I'll be very, very annoyed. I've already put a hole in my jeans. So I'm going to start getting Kelly's Sunday show back and narrowing down the topics that I speak about, and starting to get all my infrastructures back in, so I can start again with Monday morning motivation. As I said, I wouldn't move on with anything else until that foundation was working, so I was hitting Monday properly, and then once Monday morning was up properly and it was working in part of my career, because it's to do with me as a coach and my workshops, seminars, events and stuff like that. I said once that was up and running properly and done, then I would move on to the next thing. So I want to get the whole week in structure, so my working week works, and then people know when I'm available at home. And my career does come first. It's going to have to, because it's what's going to put the roof over the boy's head. It's what's going to pay for the team for Aaron and Faith, and it's what's going to help me support my son while he finishes this apprentice, because he's now at the point he nearly quit today. I'd love to do a bit of a fundraiser for him. I really would. I wish I'd done his birthday benefit for him, because he shouldn't be struggling like this. The state have done this, and he could just do with a couple of years bridge, and he needs to sort some shit out in his life as well. So he can't be around strangers. He needs to be at home with his mum at the moment, and just some normality. I'm so far going to desert my son, am I? And if I can't be in a relationship where I can't be a mum to all of my children, then I can't be in that relationship at all. So that's just the way it is. So it just looks like I'm going to go back to a good old single mum living in a house with dads turning up and picking the kids up. Just don't have to deal with the two older ones' dads now. And who knows, I'm going to go and see Aaron and Faith. I'll win that in court instantly. It will be granted within probably about 3 or 4 weeks after the order's put in. They'll have to go and see the foster care, the adopters first. They'll let them know, but there's no reason why they were allowed to deny it, especially with the evidence that has proof that they should never have been taken in the first place. It was unlawful and unnecessarily. By their own standards, I won an ICPC complaint in the middle of it all. It was just that they said it would be wrong because the police officer might not remember the terms of events so far after it. We hadn't even got to the end of the 26 weeks, for fuck's sake. So that was then going to the head, and I was going to Ombudsman, and then obviously I was going into Supreme Court literally as I met Dean. But I was just in such a stupid place, and I think I just fell for that line. I probably even made the fucking line up in my head, who knows? But when I said to Tracy, I so need a husband like that, I think I just thought that if this was it after 2010 making this announcement that I was going to go and find my husband, and I didn't want to be a single mum anymore, and I was ready. I think I just needed it. I think I thought everything was just going to be okay. That if this was it, and this was the husband that my Lord had sent me. And in fact, actually, one of the women come down to anoint me, and she said, "Kelly, Lord's saying no." And I'm going, "No, he's not. No, he's not." She's going, "Lord's saying no." And I'm going, "No, no, 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 no." I think obviously my kids had been adopted only, well, they hadn't actually had the sign seal crescent done, but the courts had stamped it. The kids hadn't actually sat on the judges, so I still had that period of time to get the injunction in. And I had the legal team around me, and I thought, hey, okay, cool. I've got, even it was my legal team who said, go take some time off. You know, we've got time before our meeting. We'll meet up afterwards. You know, got 4 or 5 days. And then, of course, I just got stormed off, and I have to bring myself back and deal with my guilt for that to Aaron and Faith. And it was my stupidity, my fault. Everything that's led up to this, completely my fault. I don't think Dean ever really truly believed me. He admitted that, and I don't think he ever truly ever really understood that this was a woman who was looking for her twin flame so she could, you know, rebuild her life and stuff like that. And yeah, all for me really. But live and learn, and I just need to heal. I really do. I need to heal. And the only way I know how to heal is to put structure into my life and to put routine into my life and train. Someone like me needs to be really high energy, and that means lots of and EDS people will tell you no high impact. Okay, I'm not going to go and play netball and all that sort of stuff, but I need that. The Pilates, the training, the mindfulness, the meditation and prayer, that is part. Even I haven't even picked and read up my diary and my Bible. You know, doing my Psalms in the morning is just part of my daily practice and has been for many, many years. And I don't even do that anymore. I don't even sit down for a meal and pray at dinner time anymore. And that's so built in me. In fact, when I first met Dean, that was the one thing that completely got me. I thought, yes, there is a Godhead to this house now, and he's going to lead prayer. I don't have to lead prayer anymore. I don't have to be the man and the woman anymore. I just get to be the woman. But in fact, I'm getting more manly because I'm standing up to more, and that's just not the person I want to become. So I need to go and be around people I can be really feminine about. But this is going to kick ass. So, but I don't talk about Dean, but he's got a great career coming on. And if you do follow, he's doesn't tend to use all the social media, and I'm not his manager or his thing anymore. I'm completely out from that now. In fact, I'm going to be taking his Crackbook page down and everything, and getting rid of everything from the websites and everything I was building. So that chapter's now over, and I can let go of that. So I'm going to go and lay down in the bath in a minute. I said Valentine's Day was my final day to make my decision, and so I'm going to go and completely take my head under the water. I'm going to go and sit in a very, very hot bath, and I wish I had a smoke, but I have like half a fucking dimp in there, and just let a lot of stuff go, and just really now just focus on me, because my biggest fault in life has been being a people pleaser, putting everybody before myself. And this is actually going to be the first time in my life I'm going to go and actually just bring it back to me. Not Leo, not Daniel, not Aaron, not Faith, not Elijah or Shiloh. No mum, dad, no Dean, nobody, just me. And when I come out the other side of the bath, I look forward to tomorrow defragging this house again. But I'm actually packing up now. I'm preparing everything to be packed up and going, and I'm going to be sitting there waiting with my boxes. And if council on Monday morning are not doing anything, I'm going to be knocking on council's door on Monday morning when am I moving, and I'll be knocking on Tuesday when am I moving, and I'll be knocking on Wednesday when am I moving. And in the meantime, I'm going to be getting hold of landlords that I know, going into private rentals, lots of different options, lots of different stuff. But with me as a council, with the kids, I've got more chance of sort of being rehomed. Dean has no chance, sort of, well, he hasn't got no chance. I know plenty of single people with no conditions, and conditions that have managed to get, you know, government housing, but it's difficult. It's not as easy. But it does happen. Because this whole block is full of it, so of course it happens. In fact, I don't think there's many single women in here at all. In fact, I actually think it's harder for a woman without children to get housed. Over my studies, I would say that the person that struggles the most to get housing is single women without children. Hence why my next door neighbour has she's actually just sofa hopping there. She's at somebody else's house, but she's been on the list for 5 years. 5 years, and she's a woman. She has no children. Hence why people go out there and get pregnant, don't they? So they can get onto the social housing list. But no, not my lifestyle. Not my lifestyle. Sorry. Council's never been my lifestyle. It hasn't been my lifestyle since I was 15. It's not a world I can cope with very well. And even worse, but no disrespect to the bigger picture, you know, the youth swearing and everything, it's just all part of the whole apocalyptic fucking bullshit anyway. But while everybody's focusing on the shit, I just want to go and live somewhere very quiet. I said that a long time ago, said it when I first got here, and they hadn't done my core assessment, but the moment I go into court, I don't even have to have a mortgage. Someone like me is protected by the state, and none of this corruption bullshit. It just is the way it is. Law, it's the law that they wrote, so it's, yeah, anyway, just wanted to get that off my head before going and dealing with this, because I need to stay so focused now. And if I feel distracted, and I'm going to put my targets out here as well, so if I'm not hitting them targets, then I need to be looking at who's around me and why I'm not meeting these targets. Because if my heart and everything comes in a line in a minute when I completely defrag, I think removing the stuff that I really thought I was going to be doing for Dean and taking that out is going to clear up like so much space, because I've just been on hold for so long. And I just need to get into my book, and that's it really. So for me, it's obviously March for the EDS. Got Terence coming over in March as well, and then preparing for May to going back into my working world and carrying on as I go. But the big thing, guys, is please, 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 please get your evidence into the family court president, because that is going to do it. It's all of us. It's going to need all of us. If one of us is missing, it's not going to paint the correct picture. So we need everybody responding it. So get the email, even if you don't know what to do, what to say, just send him an email and say, I've seen an article out asking for evidence. Hi, my name is so-and-so, so-and-so. I have some evidence to send you. What do I do? Even if it's as basic, just make sure you've made contact with them, please. And I'll get Amber to throw it down there, because that's your focus. That's what you need to be focused on. You don't need to be focused on anything I'm doing, anything anybody else is doing. You need to be getting your case, yours, into that. And that's what I'm going to be focused on. And if I miss these deadlines now, I'm going to know that the people around me were the wrong people. So on that note, guys, I'm going to go and drown myself, and I call it baptism in the bath. I'll baptize myself in the bath every time, do you know what I mean? So catch you later. Bye bye. Have a lovely Sunday, by the way. Just make sure you set yourself up for Monday, because everyone else is going back to work, whether we like it or not. And if they're affecting your life right now, as they are to all of us, if you're in a home, you have all these normal things. And I've got to get on with it. Anyway, I've just hit 0, 0, 0, 0. So I've just realigned already. Catch you later, guys.